Hello, everybody, and welcome in. I'm Jackpot in the booth today, running play-by-play. Joined for my first time with Bible Klinger doing color commentary, and of course, we're observed by Synthronix. Coming at you tonight, we have some Guardian play. This is our middle tier, and they are going to be playing, I believe it was Train first into Nuke. How do you feel about Train these days, Bible?
You know, I know Donnie used to ask me about that, and every time it just seems like Train is a mixed bag right now. Teams don't seem as comfortable on it, and yet it's been there for how many seasons now? It's definitely a map people are semi familiar with because it's been a staple of Counter Strike for a while. But with the recent changes, I think it's going to be a wild card. I think we're going to see teams struggle to find their way on it.
I think what I've been noticing, even in Premier Play, is a lot of increase in util and known util, and I think creative util coming in on this map. It's been around long enough that I think it's getting through the pug cycle, and you're seeing a little bit more strategery than you were, and it's a lot less just like rush A and fight over T-Con.
Yeah, I definitely would concur with that. I also, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've seen a couple of interesting wall bangs being developed when players are running through the halls. There's some very strange things that have left to be discovered that are kind of on the cusp of being witnessed, I think, by the greater CS community.
I watched a pro game the other day, and I noticed there was 4 on A in a mid-round situation, and they had taken backhauls. The B player had like creeped all the way up through heaven, and I watched 4 players like spray the glass um, above A and tear some people up. I definitely think those walls are maybe a little bit too bangable and a little predictable.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the if you remember the old Cache, not the green version of Cache, but the more light colored one. That one was a fun map, and then I think honestly what made it a little stale was the fact that there were so many wallbang spots right from spawn or nearly right from spawn. And I would agree. I think we need to get the balance of that just right. But for now, if most people don't know it, it's probably going to be considered acceptable, right?
I think so. I don't know. The meta's changing all the time on these maps, and I think this pro play gets better and gets changes around, and the different teams come up and down the ladder. The maps just change, and I think train's just something what we're watching change all the time.
And Train is definitely a great map for that, for experimentation, for trying things. I mean, you can definitely run it as a rush A simulator. It's a little bit like that, but I really think the more I've been playing on it, the more I've been seeing possibilities with the B halls and opening that up. And the more you have to spend resources between the B halls and the A bomb site for either side, you also then start to have to worry about the IB pushes. And that's something that is always a little bit of a issue. Once you start getting 3 points in the map, you have to contend with. Now it gets interesting.
I think if you a strategy you can take is if you condition B early on the T side and you spend a good amount of time harassing it, you'll at least maintain that there's a con or Z player as well as the main B anchor. And like you're saying, that opens up holes on the map. You can't watch Pop Dog or you can't watch an Ivy as close. But I think that's just something from a tactical standpoint you have to massage over your 12 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's the question of CT aggression. If the CTs are pushing into halls and trying to go to Pop Dog in through the reverse, it puts a lot of pressure on the Ts. They can't just sit now, team main and just go out A. They have to be now concerned about putting that presence out there. They're forced to do it to respect the map space.
I think uh, I think one thing we might see coming in is the change in economy. I think is still settling a little bit, where CTs get 50 damage per kill, um, and that's kind of changing how CTs might be playing the game. As you're saying, the CT aggression actually gets you paid off a little bit more Because if you get those 2 or 3 kills on an eco aggression, for example, that's just 150 in everyone's pocket, and that can be the difference between the FAMAS and the M4 in 3 versus 4 nades. Alright, it sounds like they are ready to go. I believe knife round is over. We're jumping right into pistol. Looks like we're going to see a standard A take 3 out T-Con here. Sakin swinging. He's very dangerous with the pistol. He's gonna go ahead and get taken out by Flapjacks though. T's pushing onto A pretty seriously, but the smoke grenade is gonna hold them off the actual push to the train. Sock sitting in the back of the side. He hears the bomb plant come in, swings it, kills the plant, or no plant. We're in a 1v1 now, 2v1. Sick has bomb on site, but he's tense. CTs are gonna make that hold.
I liked Sock's position on the bomb train. It's a position I like to play, actually, and you can do a lot of damage if they're not looking for you. It really requires a lot of support from your teammates, and he definitely seemed to have it at first. Got the first kill, but what's interesting is that when he swung out, he went for the bomb planter and not for the guy who was just staring him down. It's an interesting sort of play that you'll see at this level. You can go for that type of thing, deny the plant, and in this case it works out because he's got teammates that are covering.
I played a lot of Counter-Strike with Sock. He's actually my most played teammate, I believe, by far. And he is one of the most, I think, methodical and patient players. And we see the T's rush in through Ivy and just get quickly taken down by SMG stack. No serious damage, M4 saved. Gonna see a buy round here. As I was saying, Sock has a very patient playstyle and very measured aggression, and it's no surprise to me he's able to easily trade himself for the bomb planer and time it right so bomb doesn't go down and really put the T's in a pickle.
Is it correct that he's subbing this match?
Yes, he's the admin super sub. I think the admins overall perform really well on subbing. Sakin's lined up with the lineup for box, but he doesn't actually spray it. Cool Tyler swings T-Con, is going to take down A-Trax. A little bit of CT aggression, as you mentioned, just coming out early. And as you also mentioned, we've got a lot of prodding going on. We've got an Ivy walkout that's not being captured. Tech's going to take one down from behind an Ivy. But Cool Tyler's still pushing through T-Con. He's going to take down the pair. Just Tech left alone Ivy, and the CTs are aware. They're stacked up. They're all looking at him. Bomb is down T-Con for the folks at home. So Tech's 3v1, no bomb. Cool Tyler's 4 prepared for the ace. I wonder if they're going to try to feed it to him. Oh, Sock being loud. Going to go down for free. 2v1. Tech getting flanked by Rhino, but this is going to put Rhino a little bit out of position. Tech gonna run into the smoke. He gets out of the pinch, but they're able to shoot him in the back. Cool Tyler does not complete the ace, but takes down 4 and holds T-Con almost by himself with an MP9. Just a big round on the bonus round for CT's Bible.
Yeah, the MP9 is, I mean, it was way more powerful before Valve nerfed it, but it's still being used, I would say, is probably still the #1 SMG. Obviously, the P90 would be considered probably more effective by many, but it doesn't give you the reward bonus, so the MP9 is the primary SMG of choice, and as we can see, for good reason.
See, the T's coming out all halls here. One thing I noticed is they are on an eco. No util comes in for conditioning on A though, so this is going to be a little bit predictable for the CTs. And the CTs seem to be sitting pretty pat. Little bit of a stutter there. No worries, we're back. As everyone knows, Giant Steam update came out today. You can do knife and gloves trade out, and Steam is not taking it well. See the T's take a real slow approach here. Maybe a little bit of a timeout. What do you feel about the old mid-round timeouts, Bible?
I don't hate it. It's just I would not do it since we have real timeouts. I wouldn't do it just because you're giving up. I would do it because you actually need to discuss the round and figure out what you need to do.
Cool Tyler's on a heater. He's going to pick up 2 from Pop Dog. Scored Coffee gets a 1-tap out heaven. Are they going to get the bomb down? He's going to make a jump for it. Oh, but bomb got thrown into the site. Goes down to Janino and the op. Just a good round from the CTs. Only lose 1 here. Looks like 2 and 4 is an AK and the op save with a full buy coming in.
Yeah, Vortex is definitely showing us how to hold the A bomb site and then now the B bomb site. Doesn't matter which site they're hitting. Granted, that was an eco though. Whey Warriors now coming out with, I believe, a full buy, little less utility on Tech, who is taking the op.
I'm gonna see Stainerd, Yuto come out from the T's, the mid-site smoke on cams, and the block smoke. See a bunch of grenades coming out, lots of util. Op's gonna get mollied off. Here comes the flashbang back. T's have kind of pushed herself into position. Bot Atrax is gonna swing Rhino and Pop Dog. But Cool Tyler's gonna start picking kills up from the back of the train. He is on an absolute tear. Gets his 2nd kill, Janino with the op on the 3rd. Just like that, CTs are gonna hold. Big round out of John, and Cool Tyler again manages to stay alive at the back of sight with minimal health. I think it was sub 10.
Vortex is just putting on a show here. Like that round was over so fast you could blink and miss it. They're just I don't know how they're able to do it, but they're just coordinated so well. I think it's going to really come down to if the Whey Warriors can figure out a way to dissect the defense. They can't keep running into crossfires or into players who are just holding the line quite well. And apparently we've got some technical issue with rubber banding. The players are opting to take a pause here and see if it'll fix itself. I wonder if that also is affecting, because we all know, right, on online play, peeker's advantage is the big thing. Usually the T side gets the advantage peeking into the counter-terrorists online CS. But if you're having some server issues, I mean, you have to ask yourself, can that help the counter-terrorists in some ways?
I think typically lag has always been a bit of a swinger's advantage. I'm not certain these days. With how aggressive you can be on CT, I think you could use it to your advantage, but it's hard to know.
So it might encourage further CT aggression, like the MP9 swing that we saw from who was it? Was it Ku Tyler? I believe he did that MP9 swing on I think it was the 3rd round.
Yeah, the 3rd round where he went up T-Con and was able to just fist fight his way into T-Con and take out, I think, 3 there and 1 Pop Dog for his 4K. Gonna see a little bit of
that might be the solution.
We got a little bit of a camera practice here, taking a moment to run through the cinematic universe of CS2 and train to see all the cool rain effects.
I have to admit, that's one thing they did well on this map. The rain effects are absolutely beautiful.
We have 4 seconds counting in. We have a cheap buy coming out from the T's, all they can afford though. We have a couple Galils, incomplete nade sets. CTs are of course stacked, 3 AKs, the op, and an M4. Quick swing out by the T's. Sagan's gonna take down 1 and get traded back by Sock. Sick takes care of Flapjacks. Gonna push up Ivy. Sock's still on train, just being a nuisance and staying alive. Immediately gets tapped down by a 6 shot by Tech. What a flick. Rhino's gonna take out Cool, score Coffee, and we're into a 2v2. Tech's all the way up to train, and Rhino's not ready. He goes down. But he's gonna get swung by John Nino with the P250. Op 1v1, but he's going to walk out the smoke, and T's take their first round on an eco and recover the op.
That got really scary. Opened up the round with somebody peeking with a grenade in their hand. That's not the way you want to start the round as the CTs, but that round was very chaotic. It's on the one hand, Whey Warriors, they get the round, they're happy, they can buy again, all is well. However, you do have to question if that's your first round win and you had to scrape down to the last man in order to get it. Confidence levels are not going to be high going into this round.
That A take is brutal. It can be. We're going to see the T's fight back out A. 4 in T-Con, I believe. We're going to see the whole team come out. Fall 5. Flapjack's going to find a way around the smoke. Atrax gets a blind nade kill. Cool Tyler takes down Seiken. Into a quick 3v4 for the CTs. Now down to a 2v4 and bomb goes down. Sock just manages to keep finding the right time in the right place. Him and Tyler are making just a difficult take on A. You think, Bible, that they would start trying to massage B or a late Ivy take?
Yeah, I think they're having trouble with the coordination. Like, if you want to come out T main and have Ivy at the same time, it's very hard to get that timing right to pull those people off because your Ivy players have to be pushing in, and the CTs can suddenly just swing you because that hallway is pretty long at Ivy when you're trying to push into it. So coordination is very difficult for the T's, and I think sometimes teams just prefer, let's just put all out in the same area. We can watch more angles.
We're going to see a slow round out of the T's here on Eco. Bunch of pistols, a couple max. Rhino doesn't seem to spot them. Tech manages to hug the wall just in a way that he doesn't get seen by a pixel peek. Rhino is going to smoke stairs and play pretty close, but we have the op holding heaven. Gonna see a little bit of a stall out. T's are gonna pop the smoke onto B, but at the same time, since taking out A, he'll immediately get taken down. Janino gets one heaven, and Rhino and team are gonna clean up. Looks like no bomb plant for the T's, and a pretty poor eco overall. Gonna see if Tech can sneak one. Oh, he gets one, gets two!
Oh.
Caster's Curse gets 3! And just like that, a terrible eco turns into a little bit of a stand.
Yeah, Tech actually got that kill earlier at the bomb train on A on a previous round, that sick flick that he did. Now 3 Deagle kills. If he had a little bit more time or something else to work with, another teammate alive or something in his favor, I think he could have made that happen. That was very close. Sitting on 9 kills in 8 rounds. He seems to be the best player on his team right now in terms of performance.
See Rhino come in and take down Seiken and get traded out by Atrax. Cool Tyler sitting back train manages to just continue to hold down A. Now he's starting to eat some util. This is thinking with the brain. Gets pushed out and goes down. Pretty easy game, boys. Gonna see Janino in a 1v3 with the op. Creep and Ivy. T's have to go retrieve the bomb. Oh, and he misses the sitter. Now they know where he is. This is gonna be a very difficult 1v3, Bible.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just opts to save. Money is decent for his team, but not exactly perfect, with Sock being on $950. A save wouldn't be terrible, actually. It's 7-1. So, okay, so you go down 7-2, regroup, rearm, and win out on the rest of the half.
Good to see the op save. CTs are gonna have a little bit more money issues than they should. I think they'll have a full buy here, but they're coming down to one more loss or one heavy loss round, and the economy is gonna go away. One of the plights of being a CT in modern day Counter-Strike. A little bit of a hunt out from the T's. They're gonna find them, but I think they're a little bit shy from the op itself. almost gets it.
I love seeing the intensity of the hunting for the last players alive. Where it's not enough to win the round or get a point on the board. It's like you have to be thinking about the next round in Counter-Strike. It's something that makes Counter-Strike a little bit unique to some games.
Counter-Strike's a love-hate relationship. We're gonna see T's come out fast. Sock manages again to stay alive. Cool Tyler picks up the kill for him. Sock loses half his health bar, but they maintain possession on A. Score Coffee manages to win Ivy again, but just runs gun out right into the op for free. Into a quick 3v4 as Johninho swings Tikon down to a 2v4. This is looking rough. T's just cannot seem to time their aggression together. Oh, we have CT. Johninho and Cool Tyler just clean up this round. Gonna see them pick up AKs and T mollies. This is gonna be even rougher take.
I don't know. I think in its current meta, this map could be considered CT-sided in that it might be easier to have a competent CT defensive positioning. You know where they're going to be coming from, right? Mostly team main if they're coming A right away. You only need to put maybe 1 or 2 people on B. Whereas I think the requirements for the T side are a little bit more complex.
I did just notice that this is in fact a Whey Warriors map pick. I wonder if we'll see the time-honored CT tradition or CS tradition of trading map picks as CT just continue to brutalize. We're going to see Atrax alone with a full belt and an AK, but there's no way he can attempt this. Oh, they all know where Atrax is now and they have the money to hunt. Has to put down the smoke for protection, but he's got a minute to hold this out. Loses the molly to the smoke. He's going to step right into this. Cool Tyler's going to take him down. 9-2 finish. Bible. Semi-broken by. What are you calling here? Or you could call a timeout.
Yeah, that tells me that they might actually be trying to have. They're pulling out the big guns right here, the big strategy, the big brain play, or at least they're trying to figure out. Okay, come on, guys, last round, what are we doing? There's something we're missing here. What can we do? So, if they come out with full aggression, they don't die right away. Maybe there's some sort of B play or something that's a little bit new or different. They could get this to 9-3. I think they can do it.
We're going to see 5 AKs, no op. 6 going to have 11k in the belt. Or 1100, but nothing to really spend it on. So let's see the util pattern. They're not going to start with the mid-site smoke. Going to see a pretty heavy B play coming out here. CTs are not buying it though. They're only sending 3 to A and 2 to B. I guess they assumed a play was coming out after the timeout. Rhino takes down Atrax with a quick peek. Gonna see double ops out of CTs here as well.
Oh, here we go.
Cool Tyler just taking the aggression. He's finally looked back. Managed to pick up 2-3. We're gonna do a 3v2. Rhino's on site. He's gonna go down to Saken. 3v1. I think he predicted a Bible. Looks like here comes the 9-3 half. They're able to scrape together the win.
Well, the strangest thing is it didn't have to be that way. I think that was Vortex's round, and they got a little too excited, started cooking a little too fast with a bunch of gasoline and flammable materials there. They got into the backside of Pop Dog, or Long Dog as it might be called now, and got the first kill, but then they just went a little too aggressive without hitting the sprays. Maybe they could have slowed it down a little bit there. It's hard to say. I understand the drive to say, like, take our advantage, push it, but like, if you're coming in behind an enemy that's sitting quite securely, they can turn around and get you. It's not like maybe Inferno and Banana where you got to watch both sides.
Gonna see the T's rush out. Here comes the extra flashes over. Tech manages to stay alive, but he's blind. He still gets one. He's gonna swarm on site, but 6 holding down the back of the fort. As long as he goes down, and say as long as he stays alive, they have a chance. Bomb planer goes down, but Flapjacks is on the flank. Here comes a 1v1. The Glock takes out the dualies at long range. Just a quick rush by the T's and a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, that is not a good sign if you're a Whey Warriors fan. Losing the pistol round at a critical point like this, 3-10. Everybody knows that if you win the pistol round, you get the advantage. At the very least, you know, you can have some scenario where if you're the terrorist and you plant and lose the round, you get something. But Whey Warriors on CT side, they got nothing.
Yeah, and the bomb planer tried to plant on train. Here comes T's out again. CT's getting aggressive. Managed to pick up 3, 4.
Oh, they're doing it.
Into a 3v1. They're swinging together. As you teach them in the young divisions, you see all 3 of them shoulder to shoulder, cramming it into T-Con.
Sometimes that's what it takes, right? Just go together. Just like they can't kill all of us. Like that's the big line you tell them, and of course before you get mowed down by an AK or something. But it's definitely true. Sometimes that's all you need to do on an eco. This is maybe the ideal scenario when you lose the pistol, win the follow up. It almost immediately destroys the first team's economy.
No fear though. The T's are gonna full buy back. We're looking at an A split. We have 1 in the halls, 2 IV, 2 T-Con. I think they're waiting out a little bit of util here for the util discrepancy, and they're going to send it. Holy Flapjacks gets a 1-tap on the Seiken. Into Ivy. 6 and a quick 2v1. Oh, but he's able to trade it back. Call of Duty reload, though. It will get you every time, but T's back off. Johnino's going to swing out. Pop Dog here. Missed the 1-tap and immediately get tagged by Atrax. Here comes the flash out of T-Con. Atrax is managing to clean that up. We have 1 red, 1 T-Con. Flapjacks with another 1-tap and another one. Picks up his 4th kill of the round. He's life for the ace. Into a 1v1 with 10 HP. And he's going to catch it. Oh, what a heroic round by Flapjacks. What an eco.
That had me nervous. I actually thought there was a very good chance he was going to pull that off there. 13 kills. Yeah, it's unfortunate that for his side they couldn't steal it back right then, but it's not the end of the world. They're still up by 5. It's good. Whey Warriors is still, despite winning these rounds, they're down 5. But they do have the economic buy. They should be able to convert this cleanly.
I will say a little bit of a travesty for the CT's econ that they're able to buy back here, but they're now on some cheaper guns. T's going to swing out shoulder to shoulder to shoulder and get 1. CT's holding pretty well, though. Oh, Rhino doesn't connect on the free kill. Sockmaster takes down 1, and he's going to get into a sneaky match here. Bomb is down, and they know he has to find it. Ooh, but Seiken's quick. So CT's managed to string together, is this 4 rounds in a row? 3 rounds in a row after losing pistol. So they get the force back, and then a bonus, and now they're still on kind of bonus guns, Bible. What do you think of this buy here?
I like the CT buy still. I think they can make it work. The point, though, is that you want to build the economy. If you look right now, like 2 players don't have any real money. You have to win this round. So put up with the FAMAS on the side. I think 1 guy upgraded. I think Atrax.
Yeah, we saw Atrax drop his FAMAS and get an M4 thrown over. Rhino's going to be able to take 1 and immediately get traded by Tech. Seen a lot of really good team trade play here. The CT aggression is going 2 men at a time. They're able to at least get 1 trade, 1 trade for 1. He's creeping towards heaven and B stairs, and here comes the other 2 wrapping to B. Gonna see a B execute. It's gonna come down to Score Coffee. How much of an impact can Score make on the round? Score's gonna pick 1 up from the back of the side. Get 2. Play your life. Play your life. Stay alive. Gets the 3rd. Excellent. We're into a 1v1. Super Sub Sock versus Tech. Sock's gonna peek and find him. Throw down a little bit of util to cut off some angles. Gonna go live without any X-ray. Tech's going in loud for the tap. But you're gonna have to get up early to full Sock here. Sock's gonna blow the smoke, but Tech sidestepped it. Oh! Old man gets tricked on. Tech's gonna take the round. CTs continue to rattle him off. Just bringing it back, Bible.
It's definitely a twist of events here. CT's losing the pistol round and yet coming back 4 in a row. I like it. I like what we're seeing. They definitely need an improvement on their T side. Their playbook is just not good enough to stop Vortex's defense. But I'll tell you, they know how to hold the bomb sites, and that's probably why they picked the map. They're probably very comfortable on this half.
I think in parallel to how hard it was to peel Tyler and Sock off of the A train, Score Coffee manages to live 2/3 of the round and take down 3 from onto the train. H-I's going to pick up 2 quick ones here. Bomb goes down E-box. CTs are quick to rotate. Going to have a little bit of a fish in a barrel situation here. Score Coffee picks up Flapjacks. John Nino with this quick sneaky smoke play. Score Coffee still gets the nade kill. Score Coffee heating up here. Sprays through the smoke connect a little bit. John Nino's down to about 20. Gonna smoke himself off T-Con and just honestly provide no real pressure. Bombs down E-box. Gonna smoke him behind red train is the logic here, but not sure what John Nino's plan is. I think this should be a called save with the amount of money they have.
He doesn't even have an AK. It's just
No,
an
he's
M4.
gonna save an M4A4. You take what you can get though. Beggars can't be choosers in this scenario. Looking at their money here when we have a moment, John Nino's gonna be able to buy an AK over. Rhino can afford an AK and a little bit of util, but I think the other 3 are going to be on Galils and Max. But John Nino's going to get a little aggressive. Don't.
I'll go for the
gonna
knife.
realize
Go.
the hero knife comes in. Doesn't get swung yet. Gets the timing through. Gonna go down to Tech. So I think the knife definitely replaces the lost money from the M4 there. So be able to buy two AKs over. We're gonna pick up the op and a full belt. All right, so we have a full buy out of the cheese here, and that CT economy. It looks pretty good here. We're gonna have a full gun-on-gun round.
I like it. I think the knife round, or the knife kill, the choice to go for that was worth the risk, definitely.
I think in hindsight, getting the knife makes it valuable, but if you just die there, gonna be a little bit of a rougher round. We'll see the advantage John Nino can pull with the T side op. On the CT, it was absolutely cooking before halftime. Slow round out of T's. We have 3 into Ivy. CTs are taking back calls, but School Tyler's ready. Gonna get the spot out. Flapjacks kills Saken and Ivy. The scramble's on up Ivy. Backside train fight was It's Sick. Rhino gets the kill. I think they're going to wrap to B here. You're going to see a little bit of util come out. Nope, they're going to come on to A. Rhino barely lives with Molly in hand. 3v5 here for the CTs. Tech going to hold it down from the back of train. I wonder when T's are going to realize this is the only place they're being contested. They're just going to keep pounding it. John Nino misses, but Rhino's on top of the train to clean it up. Bomb's going down. CTs are forced completely out. You got to think the save call's coming in.
Absolutely. Get out of there.
We're going to see him back out.
Bother.
A little bit of a French timeout here for the CTs. Looking at the money here, Bible, are you going to get aggressive in your next round knowing that you're probably only on 2 M or 3 M4s?
You know, honestly, I probably would. I would probably buy guns with that in mind, either shotguns for close range or, you know, SMGs in the right place, and go for something super aggressive and just surprise them with the timing, catch them off guard. It's been working so far in this map for both sides. CT aggression is basically the secret ingredient right here.
let's see the buy here. Using our handy dandy HUD here, we see the HUD rates. We have a full buy coming in. Not quite true. We're gonna see the ump come out from Seiken. We have Famas for Atrax. The other three are on the M4s as predicted. Looks like a standard A hold. No aggression. But T's are also going to take it very slow, so the aggression probably wouldn't have been met with many results. Seen a little bit of a chess match come out here, Bible. Well, I wonder if we'll see this this Ivy fight for the 9th round in a row, where someone just gets a pick and then starts collapsing the map.
Oh, there we go.
Janino's going to take Tech down. I'm not quite sure where. I believe somewhere on A. It's Janino with the Ivy kill? Or main, sorry. Gonna see the T start creeping out Pop Dog. A little bit of noise. Well, Tyler's gonna take two. They're just rushing onto A. Gonna have to see another safe come out from the CTs here. There's no way they can fight to retake this. They can maybe try to get a few cheeky kills, but they're tied off. Seiken's gonna get one, but get double team on the swing back. Score Copy's gonna kind of predictably make a lot of noise and get taken down. Sock with 2. Into the 8-12, Bible.
This is the problem with the comeback, is that you are allowed very, very little room for error. And it doesn't matter that you got 5 in a row. You lose 2 more, and suddenly it's match point. 8-12 on Whey Warriors map pick. They have to play perfect from here on out, and they have very little in the way of economy to do it. They've got to start now pulling out all the stops here. Surprise them in whatever way they can.
NFT full CT backhaul rush. Kind of to know Avel. Janino's going to hear it coming. Flapjacks is there for support. CT rush is going to be stifled. They're going to swing here out Pop Dog, but Tyler's ready. Just fish in a barrel. Atrax with the cheeky Nova kill. It looks like T's are going to have a heavy advantage for the rest of this round. Rhino's pushed all the way through Ivy. Janino takes another one down. So they're certain at least one's in halls and one is unknown. But Rhino's also on the flank. I think this fight back train's going to make a lot of impact on the round, and Rhino gets it for free. So overall, Bible, quick recap.
I think what really ended up happening, Vortex showed us how to play CT side, and then they showed us they also have a T side playbook. Whey Warriors unfortunately did not have the same depth of their playbook on T side, but they were definitely a formidable force on defense. I think both teams could definitely play train in the future.
I think both teams definitely need to practice their T side takes, and a little bit. We talked early pregame about being more dynamic and leaning on B and maybe kind of establishing a pattern to spread the CTs out. And we saw a whole lot of A rush simulator, in my opinion. And in that case, the CTs held up very strong on both sides. I think both teams took like 6 straight rounds at one point on CT, and it was just brutals for the Ts to try to get back in.
I don't think there are very many B takes that teams have in their arsenal in general. And I'm not even just talking about these particular teams, but across Counter-Strike, I don't see a lot of people throwing full execs into B, and or at least not something that's really, successful, that has a good chance. It's usually that A bomb site.
Well, we're gonna tag out for a moment in between maps here. We'll be back shortly. Bringing you, I believe it is Inferno? Nuke. Sorry, we'll be back for Nuke shortly, folks. Thank you for sticking with us.
Welcome back, everybody, to map number 2 in this series, EPE. We're doing a Guardian series here between Vortex and Whey Warriors. We saw map 1 already completed on train, with Vortex taking it in a rather convincing fashion. It wasn't a beatdown, but it was definitely solid CS. And now we're on our way to Nuke. So we'll have to see. I believe this is Vortex's map pick, actually. So
Yeah, this is Vortex's map pick. So I'm bravely going to take the stance that Whey Warriors take this map 1310 Bible. CS has the ultimate tradition of trading map picks for no damn reason. So I'm going to just go with tradition.
I can respect that, but I think that Vortex is probably coming off of a high of that round win. They're going to go on to their map that they're feeling comfortable with. I think they're going to win this one. I think it's going to be 2-0 overall.
Yeah, I can definitely see the 2-0 come out here. They definitely look a lot more coordinated, and throughout the history of this season so far, they have, think about triple the wins in the standings that MLK does. But sometimes you gotta have a feeling, you know.
Yeah,
I believe in the underdog.
I do see somebody in chat is claiming, I didn't look at the stats, but someone's claiming Vortex have not lost on Nuke yet. So I don't know if we have any stats people that want to verify that. That would be quite an interesting little piece of information if true. And shout out to the chat. We're obviously streaming this on YouTube. For those obviously used to our streams, we have made a switch. We're now streaming in 4K at YouTube, which is very nice.
Yeah, I've kind of helped oversee the change of this with Synthronix. He made the case to me that we should give YouTube a try, and we jumped over, and it's got a little bit more weirdness to it, but overall they really do allow a much higher bitrate, and 4K is easy to access, and you get instant VODs, and they're saved permanently, where Twitch just kind of deletes your VODs. Overall, I'm enjoying this day. We'll see how it continues to treat us. I mentioned a synth in the future. If we get a significantly larger base over time, we might look into dual streaming just to accommodate everyone. But as it stands, I think YouTube's just the way to go. Production is telling us we are into the map. Knife round has taken place. It's been given to the team that it wasn't their map choice. A little bit of a gentleman's agreement. Gonna see crossing smokes come in from T. Saken doing a little bit of jump spotting, calling out no one's there. Flapjack's going to give up the ruse, and we're going to get an A take. Squirt Coffee on top of Hut's going to get one and get traded. That gives Tech out time heaven. Lobby Crunch comes in from reverse from It's Sick. We're going to do a quick 2v1 with Sock being in mini, well known. Going to see a little bit of a fight, and Sock make a lot of noise. Bible, how do you feel about dualies on A here?
I'm warming up to it. I do like the idea of lots of dualies.
Dualies and It's Six Hands gonna take down 2, and Score Coffee got 1 with his dualies, just for a total of 3 dualie kills.
Yeah, it's when it works, it looks like a genius maneuver. But the problem with the dualies that everyone who's used them can attest to is that they are not very accurate once you start spamming. They go all over the place, very high, and if you're not very accurate with where you're aiming, very precise actually, then you'll be hitting body shots or missing completely, and the dualies are not very good for hitting armored opponents.
Gonna see the T's throw the crossing smokes again. I love this as a tactical player and someone who calls for my team. I love the conditioning of throwing these every round. Last round we threw them and no one went through them. We throw them this round and we go through them, and even though CTs know we're coming, we see the quick drops through vent. You're starting to create a pattern of conditioning and how you're going to play the map. And it's a pretty strong thing to bring out from the T side. It appears CTs are not aware. We're going to see some trades come in. Atrax gets 1. Flapjacks and Rhino are going to pull 1 back. Atrax with 2. Oh, this is just a scramble. We've got ramp fights, we've got site fights, we got a 2v1. Cool Tyler. We'll see if he can keep up the heater, but Saken's more than capable. Saken's going to take him down. CTs are going to manage to salvage this round. I don't know how, Bible.
No, they came in with Glocks on that round and managed to get in there. I think there was some miscommunication on the CT side there because the one player came out ramp with like a knife or a grenade out and got completely stunned to see like practically the entire army out there waiting for him. He had to run back, get into cover, and pull his gun out. Like that's very confusing. It must be that they were not really suspecting that the whole team went down. Maybe they thought one player made it down secret and they weren't really ready for it. I think you're right about conditioning. Vortex has to keep throwing the smokes and then doing plays that are very ambiguous to be able to predict.
Gonna see again. We're gonna see the crossing smokes come in from T. Gonna see Sock go down alone, and T's are gonna take this one a little bit more methodical. Just something, and keep establishing the pattern. Cool Tyler's gonna get a kill on the Saken from top of Silo or Marshmallow, depending who you are. Sometimes Silo's on B. Flapjack's peeking through Hut, but Tech's waiting. A lot of slow jiggle peeking here, Bible. Kind of plays into the CTs not having a lot of util and how fast they get nervous.
Those CTs are also down a man, and I think that's making them very concerned.
Gonna see the fall off of ramp, and we're gonna see the actual subsequent taking of ramp. Very good read here by the T's, even without noise. It's gonna take a peek right into the flash. T's are gonna molly him off, take him down easy. Ramp's open. Will we see Tech with a push here? Still very slow, methodical. We're gonna get a flank out of Sock. Can Score Coffee be the hero behind the site again? Rhino manages to take down Coffee, and Tech's gonna get backstabbed by Cool Tyler, who had a hint he was there. No kickflip out of Cool Tyler, for shame. What are you calling here on the eco round, Bible?
Well, I think Vortex needs to be careful about the lobby crunch, which is usually what counter-terrorists like to do. So obviously you buy what you can, shotguns or pistols, you rush through Hut, you rush through Squeaky, and you rush through Ramp and try to time it so everybody gets out there into lobby at the same time.
See the crossing smokes come out again. I imagine we're going to see the CTs disrespect these soon. Tech with the quick lobby crunch, but Janino gets 3. Rhino's going to trade Tech, and the Cool Tyler's going to plop down for the 2-2 finisher. Going to see our first, I think, nope, not even a full gun round. Sorry about that. We're on a double save for CT's Bible.
I like the awareness. The awareness on T-side there, Vortex showed you got to be careful. You have to respect the ecos of your opponents. They can be very dangerous, even with pistols, especially if they swarm you.
Got a hot tip coming in from the YouTube chat. We were told that I don't believe Vortex has lost on Nuke yet this season. I think we're seeing a little bit of why with how coordinated this T-side is and the constant smokes. We're going to see the crosses come down again. Imagine we're going to see that every round. CTs aren't actually fighting for Yard yet. I wonder if they'll have to change their gameplay pattern. How do you feel about Yard and Rain's playground as it is?
I actually think it's a good place to go if you're the CTs. The problem is that you can't be too predictable, because if you go there every round, you generally lose ramp open. You have to change things up, put aggression in different places.
See the T's take ramp for, I think, the second real gun round in a row. They're on guns. I suppose CTs are on eco, but we see it being a constant point of emphasis. Bomb's going to go down on B site. CT's, I guess, on a save here, but they have a USP and a Nova. Gonna see the third round in a row here from T's. We have a first full gun round Bible coming in for CTs in quite a few rounds with a saved AK now.
And that shotgun paid for some of that too. Nice big bonus.
That's a good call out. The shotgun, 2 kills, I believe 1 kill this round, might help get a M4 in a teammate's hands if he can save this. It's gonna go down to Rhino. The bomb is gonna take down 2 T's, but they do save the op.
So they get the shotgun bonus and an extra $100 for killing those 2 people by the bomb. Economy is interesting. counter-terrorists actually can buy. So Way Warriors are able to threaten to put a third round on the board. Vortex will have to be careful now. And I am expecting the Vortex to be very methodical this round. I think they have enough understanding of the economy to know that they're going to be facing a full buy.
Gonna see delayed crossing smokes for the cheeky op peak. This looks pretty practiced. CT still not fighting for the yard to their advantage this round. Probably would have lost to the op. Gonna see Skorkov be in a off position, but I think John Nino's on to him. John Nino, no. We're gonna see some sprays going out, but no real damage. Candid Sick hold down ramp this round. He gets the kill onto Flapjacks for the first time, so we're gonna have to see how T's react. And the answer is immediately. Cool Tyler with a marshmallow kill. On the credit card, quickly into A. Gonna take out the back Raptors player. He's gonna get traded out immediately by Atrax and Tech, and Atrax and Tech clean up both. Here comes the hut walk out by Rhino. He catches a nade in the hand, but dies from Atrax. Big round from Atrax to help steady the boat. 2v1 with the op here. We have Atrax in a known position, and we have Itzik on the flank. Wonder how John Nino's gonna play this aggressively with bomb down on site. CT's wisely getting into a pincer here. Here's a cheeky smoke that John Nino's gonna fake or time the walk through. But but Atrax with the veteran move's gonna walk back into the smoke.
No.
And time out into the reload for free. What a round by Atrax. 4K from a boy from the middle of sight.
Yeah, Atrax, he played that really well. And John Nino is the type of player, though, that you want in that clutch scenario. It's just unfortunate he didn't read that there were two people in that place. It seemed like he knew, but then when he got the kill, maybe he thought that was the player that was by that vent previously. It's just unfortunate. The smoke, though, made me think he had more intel than perhaps he did.
He had a little bit of stale information. There was one in Asian, and the other was unknown. And I think you're right. I think he might have thought the Asian player crossed through the smoke, and that's who he killed, Close Squeaky. Flapjacks with the one tack, but the op's gone down. Picked up, I think, by Rhino here. We're going to see Tech drop early to B. T's heavy outside this round. We have two players. Quick gunfight, but Score Coffee manages to take it on Flapjacks. Itzik manages to take out Sock. We're going to see a strong bowback from the CTs here this round. One pattern I'm noticing here, Bible, is if Flapjacks isn't able to get the entry, these rounds are becoming a lot harder for the T side.
Yeah, it's dangerous, though, if you're relying on a single entry fragger at times. I do think the Vortex has enough in the way of options. I think John Nino on the op has been really good at breaking open opportunities here.
See Cool Tyler take down the Heaven player, turn this to a 3v2 with Rhino at 10 health. Double flank onto Cool Tyler, and Tech's able to get him down. Rhino with the quick trade, but now he's known with the bomb outside Marshmallow in 30 seconds. Looks to me like he's trying to attempt some sort of save, but he's got to find his way to safety first. Here comes the Marshmallow flank. Will Itzik
look?
Time him out? We get a timing here. Neither one of them notice. Oh, Rhino gets caught, but he doesn't die. Gonna get the peek out here. 3 seconds left in the round. Be a terrible time for Rhino to die. I don't know if he died before or after the clock. No money. Okay, he died before. Okay, so he did get the money. A little bit of left of a travesty, Bible.
Yeah, not ideal, obviously. Saving the op is such a huge thing. You pass that back to John Nino, and you're back in business with at least somebody who can, do something pretty amazing. I have to say, though, Rhino looked pretty good with the op himself there.
Fun fact, Rhino once played a season, or half a season, for me on op until I cut him. About a year ago now. We're going to see the quick T take on the ramp. Itzik manages to take down Tyler, but 4 get down. We're going to see the bomb plant. See how cheeky Atrax is here. He's being held. Gonna get a spray fight. Flapjacks picks one up off screen and gets the gun. We're into a 2v3. Now a 2v2 stock with the control kill. Flapjacks manages to take down the op. This is looking like a victory for the T's here. And Atrax is gonna unknowingly walk right into Flapjacks in the vent here, I believe. He's gonna go down. T's managed to get a simple rush round through ramp and flip the money. We're here in a fist fight, Bible.
I'm a little sorry. I'm just a little bit stunned there. I actually thought Whey Warriors had that round, especially that one kill through double, the ramp and double fight. I thought that was definitely in their favor. I thought they had it. I'm a little bit stunned. I think they're going to have to recover from that mentally.
Gonna see quick A grenades come in. No hot molly. So here comes the crossing. So just a standard util. Sock does get out fast, but immediately gonna get traded by Atrax. T's are on to A. Only down one man. You see two SMGs and a Deagle onto the CTs here. Tex mollied off heaven. Gonna see a little bit of a crash come in. But It's6 loudly rotating to heaven as well, so the hold should be on. Flapjacks manages to take out Tech in heaven. Saken's gonna skirt the smoke. Eat a flashbang. He always sees the nade come out. But he's not expecting the double up from Squeaky. And it's sick with no health. So we see the ramp rush happen, take down CTs, and then get smashed back on the force, Bible.
Oh.
There's the cherry on top.
This is definitely a
travesty.
battle, right? This
Yeah.
seems way more competitive than Train did, in the sense that both teams seem to be very strong on their CT side, and I mean, I think this is going to possibly be 6-6 by the end of it. It could be that close for this half. I think the real question is going to be if Whey Warriors has a playbook for T side that can stand up to Vortex's defense.
Gonna see, I think this should be a lobby crunch coming out of the CTs. It's all 5 men on the A. It's not able to get the peak kill. T's holding steady. They're aware it's coming, but they're still gonna get outgunned. Cool Tyler on the flank. Gonna get score coffee. Saken in the 1v3. Gonna get flanked as well by Cool Tyler. So Cool Tyler manages to get on to Mini and get the backstab and save the team. Not a bad eco though, Bible.
No, $100 per player. I mean, like that's the kind of thing we were talking about before, about how the economy changes could really change for the CTs. I mean, just a little bit of a, hey, let's get 2 extra kills here, let's get a 3rd kill, let's try to work a little bit harder at this, can make the difference between the type of buy that you actually have. The utility alone could be huge.
Let's see, let's throw the standard util set. We now see a little bit of a yard fight, but he's gonna get caught out quickly by Cool Tyler. Saken just caught out in the open. They're gonna call out score coffee, air condition heaven. We're gonna win this gunfight somehow, even though we reloaded in the open. But Cool Tyler just one tap, takes his lunch and leaves. Teaser down secret, but bomb is back in spawn, which is being called out now because we see Rhino running back alone, and Tech's gonna hear it. If Tech knows ball, he's gonna call out that T had to run back. It's 6 already down B. Tech's on the flank. It looks like we have Atrax and Asian again. So Cool Tyler's gonna take control here. It's 6 gonna sit pat on backside. It's gonna call out the B play. Will Cool Tyler clear to his left? Oh, he gets spotted. He still gets the kill. Rhino's gonna spray the pistol and go down. Manages to stay alive long enough. I think he's gonna hold off the bomb plant. Janino in a 2v1. Can't seem to find the bomb. And he's gonna go down from doubles. What a heroic hold out of Sick there on the backside.
I like the trigger discipline. That's the mark of someone who's actually trying to calculate and think about what his best odds are. It's not always the right decision, but it's a gamble. It's definitely a calculated risk, and it worked. It paid off big time. Getting two and forcing the third guy into the fight to go all the way to kill him. It bought enough time for the rotate. He did what he had to do and then some. That's the type of teammate you want holding and anchoring your site.
I noticed mentioned this map much more of a fist fight. T's have a little bit more of an advantage than they do on the scoreboard here. This is typically a CT sided map, and CT usually want to leave with a 7 to 5 here. We see a full buy come out more or less from both sides. A little bit of scrambled money on the CT. T's don't drop a gun over to Rhino, so they're going to come in under util for their money. Rhino's only going to have one flash here. We're going to see the standard play come out. Cool Tyler trying to take the fight from Marshmallow again, which we've seen him win several times. Oh, this is a dangerous game, and Cool Tyler wins it. Oh, but immediately traded by Seiken. I think a big key to this game is that Seiken can heat up. Seiken's been a player that constantly drops 25 every game. T's going to take A here. Flapjack's going to smoke off Mini. Sock picks up one outside. Coffee gets one from Heaven. It's important you stay alive, Coffee. At this point, it's not about the kills. You got to keep the pressure on. We have the backstab coming from Janino. Will the timer go off in Coffee's head? Janino going to take the long way as Seiken comes through this smoke. Going to clear out vent. Oh, gets timing by Flapjacks. Flapjack's ready for him. Sock bomb in hand. But now T's are going to take Heaven into the 2v1 for the round. Janino with the quick one tap onto Seiken. 7-5 for the T's, Bible.
Not exactly the 6-6 that I thought, but it's about as close as you can get to it. 7-5 for Vortex, and while they were on their T side. So if it's CT side, like we both suspect, then Vortex has the advantage going into this. A lot's going to ride on the pistol round. So much pressure now for both teams to secure this pistol round. Vortex probably going to be, I imagine, just going to the safest default they can think of for pistol. Whey Warriors are going to have to come up with something. They have a smoke, a flash, and a grenade.
Gonna see T's going inside here. Is this the vent smoke drop? It is. So we're gonna see a quick smoke drop, but Flapjacks is a crafty veteran. Gonna see the teammate coming out. The flash, Flapjack's gonna get 3 through the smoke, all headshots. The 4th on top, bombs down vent. He's holding bomb. Live for the ace. And I have a feeling the CTs are more than happy to give it to him with his 18 kills this round. Bomb's just down hut, right on the edge of hut near vent. Oh, Cool Tyler, the monster he is about to take this ace. Gets his payback for the last map where his ace was live.
Flapjack's definitely pulling off a really nice play. I like that he understood what was going on. You had the smoke come out blocking his view, but he heard the grenade blow open the door. And then he hears the running. He could put 1 and 1 and 1 together and come up with the fact that it is a rush. And he knew to just aim at head level, pull the trigger, and go for it. Got 3 kills, repositioned for the 4th. I like that he didn't just sit on that and say, well, 3's good enough. I'm going to go hide now.
Gonna see all 5 T's come inside, 4 towards ramp. Gonna get spotted out. Janino with the fail nade both times. But he's got support from Rhino here. Gonna manage to pick up 1 before he dies. Rhino's at 2. Rhino holding them from dropping down ramp. Again, it's not always about getting kills, but sometimes living is enough. He buys enough time for Cool Tyler to get into control. We're into a quick 3v1. No armor on Score Coffee, and no bomb. Bomb is launched into control room, I believe. Cool Tyler's gonna clean it up. So we see the T round come out here, Bible. We haven't seen any sets of util come out of T. What's the play here for you? I believe this is the round that decides the game. I think if Whey Warriors don't win this round, we're going to see a quick 11-5 and then backs up against the wall. And I don't think it's going to be something they can overcome.
No, I think it's definitely bad for them. In terms of the play, I'd like to see them actually take a page of the Vortex's book, throw the outside smokes, whether you use them or not, at least make them think that you're going to take that possibility.
All right, we're going to see the crossing smokes come out. So the T's are going to establish some good line of play. Similar to actually completely mimicking Vortex. Score Coffee taking the place of Tyler on top of Marshmallow. Going to see a slow outside take. But the demon himself, Cool Tyler's on the other side. He's ready for the fight. Gonna see a quick Seiken down. Well, I guess slow Seiken down secret, but he's walking right into an MP9. Janino gets that. Tees are gonna start walking out ramp here. It's their only option. But Rhino's holding the close angle. Here comes the poor flash. It's not gonna hit him. Gonna swing in, get one. A little bit of pre-fire, get two. Here comes the cavalry, and Flapjacks is going to clean it up, help Rhino survive. 5 men survive. I'm going to recover some AKs, Bible.
Yeah, Rhino's doing a great job there supporting at that ramp position. That's, what, the second time he's done that in only 3 rounds, coming in there doing a great job. And obviously the hold there was good to begin with. And that's what you need. You need someone who can be able to anchor a point and do a great job solo, and then obviously do an even better job with support.
I think what bothered me there with the T-side take was the time it took Seiken to get through the smokes had actually already gone down, which he was lucky to get into secret in the first place, but it was so telepath that CTs were able to push through secret. Gonna see just the mini smoke come out here. We're gonna see the whole team swing in the yard. And Cool Tyler's ready.
Oh!
It's one through the smoke. Gets traded out by Seiken, but he's going to get a dink onto Seiken. Sock's going to pick up the single lurker. We're into a 4v3. 4v2 now. Flapjacks into the AK in heaven is just completely deadly. Here comes Janino again on the secret flank. They're kind of ready for it this time, but going to be a Galil versus an AK gunfight, and Janino is feeling it. Going to come down to the timing. Atrax manages to pick it up with the Galil. This is gonna put CTs into a little bit of a pickle, Bible. They're quick on the rotate, but both are gonna get down secret unscathed relatively. There's just no pace out of the T's here, though. They're gonna pause it in secret and wait. Give the CTs full time to rotate, and still manage to leave Sockmaster vent. Timing doesn't sit right with Rhino, and he's going to rotate to heaven. Going to take control, win game. This is a good start. Ready for the clock play. Lining up the glass. There it goes. He's Flapjack's ready. He's going to get the timing on the tech. There goes one, there goes two. Oh, but Atrax gets it back. Going to get the bomb plant for some money, but his position's broadcasted. Sock going to come out with a patient approach. Allow his teammate time to swarm. Keep chipping Atrax down. Oh, and yeah, Rhino goes to find him. He gets one. Sock swings out perfect. Just a great veteran play out of Sock there, Bible.
Yeah, Atrax was in a really bad situation. There's not much he could do. I like that he tried to swing back in time. I mean, obviously, he needed to be even faster than that. And I don't know what type of mouse settings you need to be able to make that swing. Both players on Vortex knew how to get in there at the same time. I like that they were poking and prodding. I like that they were throwing the grenades out there. It was that was a good retake. That was very important. 11-5 as opposed to what could have been 10-6 with Whey Warriors back in the game.
See the CTs full buy here. T's are going to manage to make things work. Full head armor and AKs. We're just going to get a gun round for the boys here. Sockmaster immediately going to pick one up. Quick trade back. Score Coffee going to run right into the op. Somehow lives. I think the smoke ate that one. I'm not sure. Quick 3v3. The Sockmaster's still lurking. And he's dangerous. He's going to get traded out. We're into a 2v2 here. CT scrambling to get the Heaven and Mini. We see T's taking up ramp control. Atrax is loudly coming back to A. A little bit late to walk. Oh, T's are in heaven. We see the wrapping hell. Cool Tyler's into heaven. We have Johnino about to come through. Squeaky or Hut? He's gonna die to Atrax. Cool Tyler's gonna reload heaven. But the T's, did they hear it? Atrax is ready. Cool Tyler's gonna swing into 2. He's gonna take the op and save. There's plenty of head Bible. 2v1, full health. I think this is a good call. I think it's a very mature call from this team, having good expectations.
Yeah. By far, it's a more principled move. You've got $10,750 on SOC. Now you got an an op being saved over. You can do a lot with this type of setup, especially if you want to, you're in the defensive position, right? You can put that op wherever you want and really shut down something. So, especially in the hands of Johnino, right? This is going to be a really good round, I think, for Vortex.
C's full buy out of CT, of course. T's actually have quite a bit of money, especially with the bomb plant. Pretty good guns coming out. Most of their util. About as good as it gets at this point. Gonna see Flapjacks get real aggressive in the yard, but the T's are not going this way. They're headed towards ramp. Saken with the hold. Getting into the gunfight and wins. Score Coffee's gonna open up. Atrax walks into SOC. Gonna see the T's pull together another 4v1. Although that one is Cool Tyler, and I have seen crazier things out of Cool Tyler. Still no pace out of the T's Bible. Even up 4 men, and nobody accusing them of going fast.
No, I think that might be a symptom of being a little bit traumatized, shall we say, from previous experiences. They want to be careful. They don't want to run into anything. Sometimes that's good, right? Like if you suspect a lobby crunch is coming and you're on the CT side, perfect. Play it slow. But you're right. When it's 4v1, like take all 4 people and just, shove yourselves onto the bomb site. Just run through wherever. Obviously, don't do anything stupid. Don't run into like an area where you can all get sprayed down from 6 different angles. But just go and take the site and trade out. Have some confidence. Oh boy, that got close.
See the top-down camera come in from the major here. A little bit of a pre-warm-up. T's buying back up the full. CT's on a real janky buy plus an op out of Cool Tyler. They're giving it to instead of Johnino Bible, they're giving it to the heater right now. They're giving it to Cool Tyler.
How do you sense like that? Yeah, I do like it. Johnino actually lost his op duel against Sick on the other side, so maybe Johnino's not feeling it, or maybe it's the cost of buying armor. They figured Tyler would just keep it.
This is a hell of a eco round. CT's gonna lobby crunch and get 3. They pick up 1 ramp, 2 in lobby. Gonna scramble the map here. CT's, I mean, Rhino doesn't have armor, but he's got an AK and some util. Cool Tyler's still full health with a kit and commanding the A site. If they walk out slow into Cool Tyler here, this could be a quick 2v1 in favor of the CTs.
And look how the CTs repositioned. They got out of there. There was a lobby crunch, and there's no one lobby anymore from the CTs. They're like, no, you got to find us.
Oh, Cool Tyler does manage to get 1, and he's going to run out, but he's going to get this kill. It's Sick, and the op pistol, he's going to be backstabbed right here. CT's managed to pick up one of the jankiest rounds of CS I've seen in a while, Bible.
The scariest thing there, poor Sick probably tried to, he's debating, should he go for the op kill? Pulls out the pistol. The problem is he was carrying a Glock. At that point, I guarantee you, he's probably wishing, for that he had picked up a Tech 9 or a P250 when he had a chance to buy something more powerful than a Glock. Which, I mean, all you really need is like a slab of cardboard or something, and you're protected by that gun.
So we're gonna see a scout out of Itzik here. Oh no, he's gonna trade that in for an AK. Coming way late out of spawn. So we have a 5 AK buy from the T's and a quick outside play. Gonna go with what util they have, and I think just try to get down and make a round out of it. Flapjack with the grenade over the marshmallow gets traded, but Cool Tyler's there to back. Gonna see the op rotate out of heaven and hold secret. Sockmaster made it pick one up from Mini and get out with his life. A little bit of a pickle, and he gets a team assist from Tech on the team nade. He's gonna get Sock, but Sock just takes so much time off the clock. He allows his teammates to rotate. Squirt Coffee gonna even it up on Rhino, but Johnino takes down Tech with the nade. 2v1 for the game right here, and Squirt Coffee's known Mini. He goes for the read to Locker, but Cool Tyler goes outstairs and picks up the game winner Bible. Dropping 24.
That Whey Warriors needed to call a timeout for that round. I did not like the buy coming in, coming out, coming, different ways. They seem to be a little bit discombobulated on that last round. I think the calls were coming in too late. I think they were feeling the sting of losing rounds before. That was unfortunate. They did a great job on their CT side. It's just it wasn't enough this match. Again, we saw that they had a good single half game on both matches, but their playbook just needs to be a little bit more expanded to stop Vortex, who are playing at just admittedly at a higher level, in my opinion.
I think a big key tonight, and this happens in weekly leagues. People have lives. Saken putting up a little bit of a dud on map 2, unfortunately. Came into the league a couple weeks ago on a whim and joined in mid-season and was dropping near 30 every game. We see him come back down to earth a little bit against a very, very good team. I do think on the positive side here, Sega's going to have plenty of film to review and learn how to play against some of these, I think these more polished players on Nuke. And there's a lot to learn here as a team. CT was a fist fight for them. They finished that half set 5-7 in favor of the T's, and but I think they showed enough round to round that there's actually a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of these players have potential to keep going on and learning from the experience. And also for anyone watching here that's interested in the league, I mean, obviously we're what would you say, we're slowing down here or getting to the end of season 0, and then obviously there are plans for a season 1, so there's plenty of room for players to inquire and to consider joining in, and lots of roles obviously on teams, and maybe even casting or something like that, or observing. Maybe Synthronix would like to train a whole team of observers and casters.
That's a good shout. If you actually are interested in casting or observing or any sort of volunteering, we have stats positions open. Wouldn't hate a few more programmers with different skill sets. Make an admin ticket, DM me, Jackpot, call me out in general chat. It doesn't matter. I'll find a way to get you plugged in. Synthrotic staying by, ready to train observers. He's been in game a little while, and he taught me how to do some observing, and I've been running the B stream from time to time. But we're always looking for more volunteers. This is a volunteer-run league. So we'd love to keep growing the group and getting people involved and helping grow the community the right way.
So I think next stream night is, correct me if I'm wrong, it is Monday. We do have another match Monday, right?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to run us through this. I do not have the exact schedule yet. I need to take it to a pencil and piece of paper. When the admins and the GM group came together at the beginning of the season, we built the schedule, and we built in a week with 2 air quotes snow days, and these were for if and when unforeseeable things happened or reschedules. And we've picked up, I believe, only in the Guardian tier, 4 reschedules. So I believe we have 2 games Monday and Wednesday. And then we actually had the silver players opt into moving their playoff games to next week. So I believe, and we haven't scheduled this with Synth yet, we'll get to it. I believe we have silver playoffs Monday and Wednesday. And then the following week we will have Guardian playoffs Monday and Wednesday.
That's going to be pretty epic, actually. Playoffs are always fun when everything is finally over and there's nothing left to hide in terms of strategies. You just play your heart out and hope everything goes your way. It's always fun to cast those.
Absolutely. Little bit of a jankiness with how the schedule came out, but I'm not upset. We're gonna get to see we got to see global playoffs both nights. Now we're gonna get to see both nights of Silver and both nights of Guardian. Um, we get to see every tier play, and everyone gets a chance on the stage, and that's what we're about here. With this compact season and compact league size, we managed to feature everyone a couple times on stream, and gotten really good feedback from the players. We love casting their games.
It's difficult to get the scheduling right because if you're playing in the league, you can't be doing things like casting and observing and things like that, and obviously all those things have to happen at the same time. So yeah, more people is always it's always a better thing to have. It also is healthier, I think, for the skill gaps in the pool and to fill everything out nicely.
Absolutely. I want to thank everyone out for coming out and chat and everyone watching this VOD. We'll see you guys Monday with some playoffs. Signing off, Jackpot, Bible Clinger, and Synthronix. Thank you again for coming out to Entry Point.